Is Wednesday morning, June the 15th. This is Coffee Talk. I'm first morning meteorologist Eric Burris. We get together 7 days a week in the morning at 8 o'clock, chatting about what's going on in the world of weather locally and, of course, out in the tropics this time of year. Hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. Plenty to talk about. Yesterday was the hottest day yet this year. Oh, and there's more of that expected. Let's take a look at the top two things we are tracking. First and foremost, continuing that heat bubble. Plus, we are tracking the tropics. Yeah, not anything too concerning, but 'tis the season, I suppose. That said, let's look outside live, shall we? Here's a shot from our Tower Cam network. We are looking toward downtown Orlando. You can see the haze. It's not like it's foggy. It's just a hot, hazy, humid start to the day. Oh, it is very much summer in Central Florida, right? Here's a look at temperatures across town, and you can see those readings on the bottom of our screen there. 82 degrees. It's 82 degrees right now at 8 a.m. in Orlando. It's 81 degrees in Sanford. We're sitting at 73, the most wonderful spot in Palm Coast. It is 77 in New Smyrna Beach, 80 degrees for us in Melbourne. So it is a hot start to the day. And that's just the temperatures, mind you. If we take a look at the feels like readings, this is where they're at right now. Feels already like 89 in Orlando. Already feels like 85 degrees in Kissimmee. Already feels like 88 in Bithlo. And I've got to tell you, I thought it was quite funny. I got a lot of pushback yesterday. I kept posting the feels like temperatures, and people were messaging me talking about how it's fake news. And I'm like, what? It's a math equation. So let me explain to you what a feels like temperature is. It's not like I went outside in all of these locations and was like, yup, I feel like it's 95. No, it doesn't work that way. It's humidity, temperature put together. Okay? Because the idea, you've heard the people say, but it's a dry heat out in, the desert, right? Well, a dry heat doesn't impact you as much. A moist heat does. Hence, the need for something like the feels like temperature. So, anyway, for what it's worth, okay? All right, at any rate, it's gross outside. We take a look at our first warning live Doppler radar. Happy to say it is rain-free. There is nothing to track out there right now, though I do think we'll get into a few showers and thunder showers later on. So where do we go from here? Let's talk about temperatures. This morning, hot, right? 81, 9 o'clock. 88 by 11 o'clock. Our average high this time of year, 91. We'll do that at lunchtime, and we're going to keep climbing. 93 at 1 p.m., 97 degrees, our high temperature at 3 p.m. And it's important to note that 97 would equal out to be the hottest day we have seen this year. We hit that yesterday. We're going to hit that once again, I think, today. That said, heat advisories are posted from National Weather Service offices north of our area, but it does include Flagler. It does include Marion. It's every National Weather Service office has different criteria. And so that's where we kind of get into this struggle. But heat advisories are posted for our northern areas. Will feel like 108 to 112. Yeah, just like yesterday, though, we're expecting big heat. Yesterday, we hit 97 degrees for our afternoon high temperature, and that trend continues over these next couple of days, my friends. As a matter of fact, when we talk about records for the day today, we do fall just short of records in most spots. Take a look. Orlando, a couple of degrees shy of a 101-year-old record. Sanford, expecting 96. Oh, the record, this date, 100 back in 1998. I remember that year. Do you remember that year we didn't get into the rainy season until July? I was taking personal fitness and life management at Lake Howell thinking that all of those afternoon storms would get me out of running. Oh, was I in for a shock. The one year that it didn't rain, so I just ran in the smoke from all the wildfires. Boy, talk about trying to be lazy and having that backfire. Oh, well, what are you going to do? At any rate, you can see, record's not a thing. But it's going to be just gross either way. And we were talking yesterday on the afternoon coffee talk about adjectives to explain this. And it's like, I don't think that there are enough adjectives to explain this. One of the reasons, interestingly enough, looking to the tropics, and we'll get to the tropics in a little bit, but the Saharan air layer, this is a product we use to track the Saharan dust. And if you look around the peninsula, we're in a sea of that yellowish orangish. There is a lot of Saharan dust over top of us. Don't believe me? Let's come back out to the tower cam. You see that horizon? It's not perfectly clear. It's not foggy out. Believe it or not, that is dust particles coming all the way across the Atlantic from the Sahara. And that is not only giving us just unbelievable sunrises, unbelievable sunsets, it's actually drying out our atmosphere. And it does that not only for rain chances in Central Florida, but if you think to the tropics, it also helps to suppress tropical activity. So with the relatively lower end shower and thunderstorm coverage today, I would say it's yet again a 2 thumbs up. Great day to go into the backyard swimming pool. 1 o'clock, we're already to 93. By 3 o'clock, it's 97 with a couple of isolated storms here or there. And by 5 p.m., yeah, those storms are kind of widespread around. Lots of people saying good morning. I apologize. I'm missing all of that. Carolyn says, I typed, oh gosh, the equation to calculate heat index, but it'll take me all morning. Yeah, I just laughed when people are like, that's fake news. And I'm like, what are you talking about? People actually think that, you know, it's like, yeah, it kind of feels like 99 instead of 90. But that's not real. That would be fake news. Nothing in meteorology is fake news. It's all terrible math equations. And if you don't believe me, ask Carolyn. She did this garbage too. Thankfully, we have computers that do it all. Even when I was in college, I had the TI-89. I made programs on it just to help me, which I feel like my professor may have yelled at me for, had that person known, but here we are. There you go. Well, Chris, you just can't go outside of the car. Amazing moonrise last night. See, Kendra, those dust particles help. Alan says windy.com will show that as well. Will it? I know that it shows the jet streams and the wind streams and all that, but I didn't know that it showed that. Hi, Miss Kelly. So, Saharan dust keeping us hot, hazy, humid these next couple of days. Look at the temperatures. So today, we're going with a high temperature forecast of 97 once again. Tomorrow, a high temperature forecast of 97. Friday, Friday's a tough one. This is where I make fun of my own profession, because we were yesterday discussing, should we go 96 or 97? We're going to be starting to move this heat bubble out. I think we probably hit pretty close. I think it's like we were stressing over a degree. And whenever I answer that in my own head, I just say well, whatever we forecast, Mother Nature's going to go against anyway. So we could hit 96 on Friday. We could hit 97. It's one of those days where, again, I think we're hot. Now, what I thought was interesting is, if we hit 97 yesterday, if we're expecting 97 today, if we're expecting 97 tomorrow, that's a heck of a stretch of heat. How long has it been since we've had 3 days of 97 degrees or above in Orlando? And that answer is 11 years ago. In June of 2011, we had the same 3 consecutive days at 97 or above. So, interesting nerd stuff, but you're on Coffee Talk, so at least you've got some nerddom in you. Taylor says you're just trying to hype everyone up. Just admit it. I know, right? Yeah. Hype. The slide rule here. Yeah, that's it. Janet says horrible weather. I know that. Oh, man, I know that. Another thing, too, is that with all of the Saharan dust in the air, it also means sensitive breathers. Those that suffer from allergens, you're going to suffer. The breathability, the air quality index is not the best. So keep that in mind, friends. Yeah. Mickey, I see the mesoscale convective system circumnavigate Ohio down to Alabama and the Florida. I did. Yeah. It didn't impact us, so didn't really talk much about it. John, very cool. Glad to hear. I definitely think it's a good one to get into the pool. I absolutely think it's a good one to get into the pool. If you're heading to the beach, by the way, here's where we're at. For the beach, temperatures in the upper range of the 80s. Rip current risk is low. Just watch for those afternoon showers and those thunder showers, right? So let's do this. Let's take a look at Futurecast, and let's just kind of get through the timing of things, okay? And then let's go county by county and talk heat. First off, let's just go lunchtime. We're looking good. I'll bring it full screen for you. Lunchtime, we're looking good. Notice by 2 o'clock, we're just building clouds at that point. Maybe a shower or two through 4 o'clock. But really and truly, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, that's where we'll get a couple of storms, but it's limited in terms of coverage. It's definitely the sea breeze activity, but it's very limited in terms of coverage. And then by 9, 10, 11 o'clock, it quiets down. So with only a few storms, and of those few storms, it's late developers, look at these temperatures today. 97 in Orlando. 97 in Leesburg, 97 in Ocala. Even our beachside communities are in the lower 90s. You've got low 90s beaches. You've got mid to upper 90s across the interior. And that's just the actual temperatures. Let's talk about those feels likes, the fake news, right? There's lunchtime, triple digits, 98 to 103. That's how it feels. Let's look at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 101 to 105 is how it will feel. 3, 4 o'clock, 102 to 107 is how it will feel. And then afterward, it'll start to calm down. But, I mean, look at that. Let's just stop at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock with the humidity, with these temperatures, it will still feel like we are in the 80s and the 90s. So, yeah, dangerous heat definitely in place for us. The worst window of time is going to be 4 o'clock this afternoon. Okay? Take it easy. If you're heading out to the theme parks, if you're a tourist in town, I know they're fun, but you've got to use sunscreen. You've got to stay hydrated. Yeah. Crystal says the beach sounds glorious in this heat. If only I didn't have to work. You and me both. If I could, if I could, I would. But then again, if I could, I'd also head to a water park. That forecast looks great. Still a schwitz. You know, Cheryl. Still a schwitz. Oh, my goodness. Taylor, I'm sorry to read that. I can't catch my breath. The long COVID. I'm sorry. Well, and the air quality index. The air quality is definitely lower. It is definitely lower. Yeah, it definitely is. So I got to ask, are we getting even hotter next week? Saw in some weather apps hitting 98 next week. Well, let's take a look. Give me a minute. I will pull up let me refresh this. So this is the national blend of models. Again, I explain it as it takes and just averages out all the computer models. You see on the right side, 97, 98, 98. That would be next Wednesday, next Thursday, and next Friday. Now, just to prove a point that computer models are guidance, not gospel, like, I think we're going to be hotter this week than the NBM shows, and I think we're going to be milder. That 99 that you see kind of in the center of your screen, that's Saturday. I don't think we're going to hit 99 on Saturday, because we're getting rising rain chances. But it just goes to show you that we are absolutely in that hot territory. Could we get more next week? Yeah, absolutely right. We could. So here's the setup for us, okay? Hot, mainly dry weather for us today. Looking at tomorrow, kind of the same idea. These next couple of days, the same idea. But look on the top of your screen. Little frontal boundary, kind of trying to work closer. What that may do, and we'll have to see kind of how these things trend around. But what that may do is that may sneak just a little bit more moisture in, turn the winds just a little bit, and we may be able to break the heat bubble, even if it is just temporarily. So that's not bad. I would certainly take that over a swift kick in the head. But in the meantime, for today, the only risk that we're really looking for big thunderstorms is going to be out west of us. Sumter, Lake Marion, you are included in that. There is a level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. So something to consider. Okay, to the tropics we go, my friends. Let's take a look. This is Invest 93. It's not looking great. Originally, there was a Hurricane Hunter flight scheduled to investigate this today if needed. That flight has been canceled. There is not enough organization here for that. But Hurricane Center still thinks that there is a low-end chance that this gets going. They've dropped the percentages just a little bit. It is right on the border of land between Central America and the Caribbean. It needs to get out over water to develop, so we're not really looking. We're not really looking at a significant development threat. Certainly something we're watching. 20% chance of development over the next 2 days' time. 30% chance of development over the next 5 days' time. We've been tracking this, for a while. Even if it were to develop, it does not look like it would be a big issue for us. So, yeah. Scott says in 98 it hit 115 times in Tallahassee. That was the summer I moved from there to here. We had a crazy fire season. We did. And now that we're having this conversation, let me look and see, just for the sake of discussion. Daily data listing 1998 0101 to 1998 12/31. I just want to look and see what the hottest temperatures were in 98 in Orlando. All right, so you ready? We hit 100 4 times in 98. We hit 101 one time in 98. We hit 99 degrees 3 times in 98. We hit 98 6 times in 98. So yeah, we got into actual triple-digit heat 5 times in 1998. Not that you cared, but it's one of those random things that we can chat about. All right, so if we know that the tropics are not a huge deal immediately, what happens there afterward? Let's take a look at the GFS. We'll just roll through time here. Yeah, the GFS isn't really going bonkers on developing this anymore, which is fine with me. Now, if you look, it's kind of hidden there. Yeah, it's kind of hidden. Right where it says Orlando, there's a Pacific system that we're watching. Nothing big deal there. Continuing through, this is June 24th. Now, it's trying to lower pressures around Florida. Nothing organized. Look in the Caribbean. The 26th of June. Yeah. Here's the thing with that. The GFS outside of like 280 hours, this is hour 318, it wants to continuously develop something. This GFS is a little trigger happy, if you ask me, outside of about 270, 280 hours. So I'm not buying that at all. Let's switch over to the European and see what the European's doing. All right. By the way, I've been in dad mode all morning, so I've not had a chance to look at the 6Z runs. Looked at the 0Z runs, but not the 6. So we're looking at this together. 87 is all it's run through. We can look up beyond. 22nd, 23rd. Now you can very clearly see there on the right side of the screen, the European is going with lowering pressures out east of us. Nothing organized, but just like some lowering pressures. And if we switch out from there to the ensemble, which will allow us, the ensemble of the European goes out further. It's the only one that goes out 360 hours. And you can kind of see, it's got something east of us. Nothing terribly organized, just some lowered pressure. Nothing of concern. Yeah, and through 360, that's it. So, it's trying to sniff out some lowered pressure, but there's nothing terrifying. So, good. Let it be that. Let it be this and nothing more. 1 second, I want to try and do this, do that. Okay. All right. Wide shot of the tropics. Somebody pointed this out this morning, and I just wanted to address it. They were pointing out a pretty decent little tropical wave rolling off the coast of Africa. This time of year, we're still pretty early for Cabo Verde season. We'll certainly watch this and see if anything tries to get going there. As you can clearly see, though, this monsoonal trough, as soon as it hits the coastline, it starts to fade. It starts to weaken. So we're not quite there where we can develop stuff off the coast of Africa yet. During the month of June, we really do like to stick close to home. Here's the tropical development areas during the month of June. And then looking ahead to the month of July, that's where we really start to widen out the scope a little bit. You get into kind of the Eastern Caribbean, where stuff may be out in the Atlantic, crossing into the Caribbean and then trying to develop. But yeah, so we're not there just yet. We're not there just yet. But of course, hurricane season just getting going. Here we are. We've already had Alex. The next name on the list would be Bonnie. Yeah, super cool. In the meantime, here we are in Central Florida talking about the hottest air of the season, where we hit 97 yesterday. 96 was the hottest up to this point. Could we get a 98? Could we get more? It's possible. Yeah. Annie says, I know it's hot, but I don't like the cold. Somebody said this yesterday on Coffee Talk. They were like, it's so hot, it's still better than snow. That's a good one. That's a good one, yeah. Rain chances, though, this weekend do start to tick up. And as that happens, that means rain chances up, temperatures down. Which is not a bad thing. Give us a little bit of a break for the weekend. Of course, it's Juneteenth weekend. It is Father's Day weekend. Yeah. Got to go red fishing. Oh, yeah, there you go. Leesburg is baking and so dry. We all are. We all are. I don't know. Swift kick in the head would be preferable. Well, to some people, sure. Too much dust, can't develop then, right? Yeah, there's too much dust in place. You're not going to get development there. Susie says 98 was a horrible fire season. It was. Jessica, Florida Forest Service is posting a lot about fires the last few days. Yeah, it's true. I mean, rain chances have been pretty subdued. They really have. Taylor says, I'm definitely worried about the fires in 98. Like 98. Yeah, that's true. I mean, everybody's hot. Rose says European looks better to me. Oh, yeah. Carolyn, if the Euro ensembles go out 360 hours, why not the operational? I don't know. I agree with you. I also don't know why the European on their intermediate runs on the 6Z and 18Z only goes out 90 hours. Why? I really have no idea. But yet, the operational Euro goes out 240, and the ensemble goes out the 360. Like, what? Why? What? Why? Because for me to be able to do apples to apples, you have to switch. Like during Coffee Talk, I have to go from the 6Z to the 0Z, and then eventually I have to go out to the ensemble just to be able to cover the full 360 hours, which is a pain. Tina, so will that lowering pressure that you're showing fall into the LRC for what you have on the calendar? It does. It does. If you look at... Stand by, and I'll find it. So here's the month of June. And so I've kind of got right in there, the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, in that window. And that's the window that the European is lowering pressure. It doesn't show anything organized, but it's kind of like, trying to hint that it's seeing something. It's not really sure what. Again, this could come to fruition, this couldn't. That's when the weather pattern favors it, and it may not happen in June. It may happen later in hurricane season. So, nothing is a guarantee. It's just things that we're tracking, patterns and things that we're tracking. The next name should be Cam. I don't make those up. I will take Florida summers over everyone else's winter every single time. I get that vibe. I absolutely understand that vibe. My daily calendar today says always look for the sunshine. I love that. I really do. Becca says, if you're going to be outside for a long period of time, please drink water, keep yourself hydrated, and please put sunscreen on. You don't want to be a lobster at the end of the day. Please don't leave your kids or pets in the car. It's true. It's true. Mickey says going to Epcot on Saturday looks like it's going to be a scorcher. I would say Saturday's when we're going to start transitioning back into a stormier pattern. So just hope that the storms get there early and then it just turns into a lower temperature but a muggy mess. Florida, it could be worse. That's true. That's true. Be the AC in someone's day. Terry, see ya. No shade at Epcot. Yeah, that's one of the parks you really struggle. Sue, if you were going to take a staycation in July and wanted to stay at the beach, where would you go? Yeah, anybody want to chime in to help Sue? Where would you go? Staycation at the beach. Where would you go? That's a good one. Anybody want to chime in? Rose says never going back to the snow. See you, Jeannie. Be good. Barbara Ford, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Try to stay cool. Becca says Daytona Beach. There's a lot to do there at Daytona Beach, for sure. That's why they call it the world's most famous beach. I would say New Smyrna. Yeah. Darlene says Anna Maria. Alan says New Smyrna. Carol says Sanibel. Sanibel's super cool. Hollywood Beach, Annie says. Bruce says the Keys. Here's the problem, though. Is that considered a staycation? Because that's at least Key West is 8 hours. Now, if you're going to like Key Largo, that's what, 4? So that's at least a little bit better. Christy says Port Richey or St. Pete. Oh, it is beautiful. I also love Clearwater, if I'm honest. I would say New Smyrna Beach or Clearwater would be my personal votes. Rose says Cocoa. Minnesota Keys, bring a sifter and find shark teeth. Minnesota Keys? I've never heard of that. Jessica says after 36 years, Madeira is still my favorite. Dad, what would you say? Dad loves Captiva. And I know we've had a child. I went there when I was a little kid, right? Yeah, you first took me there. Yeah, so Dad's still all these years later at Captiva. Let's see here. Sanibel or Sarasota. Taylor says. Anne Marie says St. Augustine. That is a super cool place. And if you're going to St. Augustine, eat at Columbia. Christy says Clearwater, definitely. Liz says Clearwater. Bridget, definitely New Smyrna. It's at Venice Beach. Got it, Alex. I've never heard that. I've been to St. Armand's Key, which is near Sarasota. I liked it there. That's super cool. Yeah, you know what's neat? Florida is not just the theme parks. There are so many incredible staycation places pretty close. David says Vero. Let me tell you something about Vero. Underrated. Vero Beach is old Florida, y'all. Vero Beach still has that old Florida feel. It's quiet. Vero Beach is great. Seriously. Roseland, Orchid Island. You get up right there just outside of our WESH 2 coverage area. I love it. State Road 60. And if you want a good meal, CJ Cannon's right there at the Vero Airport. Did a couple of $100 hamburgers there over the years. Fort Myers Beach is cool, Becca says. Florida has hidden gems like Eric Burris. Oh, you're such a putz. Susie says, yes, the Columbia 1905 salad. St. Armand's had a Columbia too. Did it really? I didn't know that. Dad says the Panhandle's nice too. Yes, it is. Your sister lives up there. Although the Panhandle has always had so many hurricanes. But yeah, vacation in the Panhandle. I've never done that myself. I would love to do that at some point. It doesn't cost $100, Crystal. There's a term in the aviation world called a $100 hamburger. It's where you go fly somewhere, have lunch, and then fly back. Because with gas, it ends up being $100. They don't charge. CJ Cannon's does not charge $100 for a hamburger. It's just the flight, because the restaurant is at the airport. So no, it's, boy, for $100, that hamburger would have to be very good, right? No, that's not what they charge. Patty says, been in Florida for 18 years, and I've never once gone to a theme park. Not a fan. Took the kids when they were little, and we lived in... Hey, that's okay. Meanwhile, I love them. I have family in Panama City Beach, and it's beautiful. Oh, Deb, you're such a darling. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. John, good morning. Roseland, what a pretty name. You should go explore that area. It's so nice. It's so nice. Michelle says, go to Destin. That place looks fun. Susie says, meant to say has a Columbia, not had. Oh, okay. Yeah. Flying to airports was great when I went to Riddle. Yeah. Courtney. Oh. CJ Cannons. And then there is another good $100 hamburger spot at St. Pete Airport. Albert Whitted Field has another one. Rose says SeaWorld was a huge disappointment. I love SeaWorld. Isn't it funny, though? It's just like television. Like, it's all subjective, right? What are you going to do? Well, let me tell you. You know where you won't find me these next few days? Anywhere near a theme park. Look at these temperatures, people. This is gross. This is dangerous and gross. 97, 97, and then add to the fact that the heat index makes it feel more like 105, even 107. If you work outside, please take it easy, okay? This weekend, rain chances go up just a little bit, and then start coming back down, and then temperatures are going to start going back up next week. Taylor says, I've camped at Wekiva. It's gorgeous there. I've camped at Rock Springs, and it's gorgeous there, too. It's great. This is the time when you go to a theme park to sweat off the pounds. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Wiki Wachi. Isn't that where the manatees are? Huh? What did I say? Manatees? That's what I meant. The mermaids. Right. Yes. That's right. The mermaids are at Wiki Wachi. I've heard that that's good. I've never been. I know the band program at Wiki Wachi High School's gotten very good. SeaWorld always was my favorite. Well, SeaWorld has free beer again this summer, so that's something. That's cool. I have to say my favorite place in Florida to go is Pompano in Fort Lauderdale. Spend a weekend there. Absolutely loved it. I lived in Palm Beach for a few years, and I love going back to Palm Beach County. Yeah. Chris, did you just call a mermaid a manatee? Just don't tell them. I didn't know. I just misspoke. Listen, I've been on live with you for 31 minutes, 53 seconds. Odds are I'm going to say a couple of dumb things. You can't stop me from being me, right? It's so funny. The other M word in the water. Ay vey. My pool is my staycation these days. Patty, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Why hasn't anyone said Cocoa Beach yet? Oh, I feel like, Mario, a few people have said Cocoa Beach. Yeah. Let's see here. Need to be by the beaches when it gets this hot out. Seriously. One way or another. Patty says Isla Mirada. Oh, I do love Isla Mirada. I just love the Keys in general. I haven't been in a very long time. It's probably been 10 years. I did a $100 hamburger down there too. Back when I lived in South Florida, I flew a lot. I have kids now. I don't fly, but back then I used to fly down to Key West pretty regularly. It was an hour flight from my airport in Palm Beach down to Key West, direct. You have a pool, Eric. Save your gas. Yeah, but the beaches are still great. I've been in Florida since 92, and I've never been to the Keys. Always wanted to go. Becca, do yourself a favor, seriously. You don't even have to go to Key West. Like, Key West is great. It's touristy. There's stuff to do, yada, yada. But, like, the other Keys are pretty flippin' cool, too. They've got this old world charm, and they've got Key Deer. You know? It's great. It's great. And everybody has to see the 7 Mile Bridge before they die. And imagine how long ago they first built it, right? Like, that is incredible. What did I fly? I flew mostly the Cessna 152. I flew 172s, Piper Archers, 140s, 180s, some Mooney time. Oh, I miss flying. When the kids get older, I can fly again. I lost my car one night in Key West after a pub crawl tour. That sounds, Shauna, like a heck of a time. Key Largo and snorkeling at Penny Camp is amazing. Yeah, it is. It is. All right, people. Wherever you're going, did you ever move up to jets? No. Not even close. Single engine piston. Very little complex time. I did some, I probably have like 5 or 6 flights in a Piper Cub, so I've got a little bit of tail wheel time, but not much. It's all cool. I want to do that. All right, people, listen. That's it. Enough. I've got to go into the office a little early today. All the bosses are in town. Make sure my shirt's pressed nicely so that I look my best. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, would you? Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you today on Wesh 2 News at noon and Coffee Talk at 3:30. We'll look at some new model data and all that fun stuff, all right? All right.